let me just say, this guy is dedicated to the sport. His passion for it, you can't miss it.
He's amazing. One of the most amazing people I have ever come across.
He always took care of everybody, always felt like he cared. That's why people kept doing it every year.
Today we're here with the running Yoda of Central Illinois.
He's just such a humble dude.
My first thought is I didn't have a clue, but...
He was always on your side, and you always knew that he was on your side.
Steve is the best coach ever.
He has years of experience to point you in the direction to help you improve.
I've met very few people that have that sort of patience and discipline. It's pretty rare.
He always struck a balance of, on one hand, very caring, on the other hand, holding very high standards.
He knew your potential and he would call you to meet that and give you everything you needed to achieve that.
Definitely cared about the sport, but cared about everyone on the team. I feel like I could always come to him and talk to him.
Really high attention to detail.
He had all of our utmost respect.
He earned that respect by his demeanor and the way in which he coached.
Whatever he cares about, he just cares deeply.
He's just super dedicated to the sport and his people, which is fantastic.
He was always able to get the most out of an athlete.
He's energetic, always positive, goal-oriented, and God-fearing. Those 4 attributes he puts into everything that he does.
Well, I'm a retired teacher, although I'm still coaching, so I guess not totally retired, but retired from the classroom. Married to a wonderful woman that was Lynn Barnett, who kept her maiden name so she wouldn't be Lynn Lynn. Now, I got into cross country when I was still in 8th grade, at the end of my 8th grade year. In the junior high locker room, there was a flyer saying Summer Track Club. So I thought, oh, Summer Track Club. Okay, that could be interesting. Well, it turned out that there was some restrictions on practicing for cross country in the summer. So what the coaches would do is say, this is Summer Track Club. And they were really training for cross country. Well, I didn't know that. So we get there and Coach Newton starts talking about cross country. Well, I guess I could have said, I didn't sign up for this. Where's the track club? But he was so motivational. And this is in the 60s, the era of long hair, okay? The Beatles, you know. He said, among other things at his meeting, as your first sacrifice for the team, you have to get a crew cut. Everybody on the team has a crew cut. That's to show that you are dedicated to the team and that's your first sacrifice for the team. I came home from that meeting, I said to my parents, I have to get a crew cut. I'm going to be part of cross country. And they looked at me like, are you sure about that? I was motivated. I was sold. My first individual to state was in '86. And then we're pretty much steady since '86. We had a few years where we didn't have anybody go. And then we had some girls from about '93 through '96. That's when we co-opted with Delavan. Then we had a dry spell from about '96 to about 2002. So we had 5 or 6 years where we didn't have anybody. And then from 2002 up until today, we missed 1 year, I think, where we didn't have any individuals or any teams. So I don't know how many years that makes.
So I first actually was introduced to Coach Lynn as he was my science teacher. I don't remember what the lesson was on, but I do remember a lesson where he was jumping from desk to desk.
Yeah, a lot of people remember that.
I cannot remember if he was like Captain Atom.
I was in the nuclear energy unit, one of my favorites. I would be Captain Atom.
It was great.
Dum-da-da-dum, Captain Atom, defender of matter, master of subatomic particles.
And all the students were like, what's he doing?
But then I got too old and I was afraid I'd fall and hurt myself. So eventually that stopped.
So my first encounter with Coach Lynn was not Coach Lynn, it was Mr. Lynn as my 7th grade science teacher.
Well, I think my first encounter was when he was teaching our science class in 7th grade.
He also had quirky videos that he'd show.
Well, yeah, every time you came into class, there was a song playing.
He'd start every Monday by playing Manic Monday on YouTube on the projector.
His class impacted me too, Manic Monday.
Almost always without fail, Mondays would be Manic Monday.
Because he played it every Monday.
And he'd be singing along or lip syncing along. It was quite the entertainment.
And everyone just like sitting there, just like enjoying Manic Monday for like the 50th time.
He always played music. That was part of like the staple of his.
He loved his older music, his classic rock.
I still sing all those songs. Against the Wind, I Heard It Through the Grapevine. What was the song we Oh, I Feel Good?
Yep.
And then they would finish and he'd say, no one does it like James Brown.
I had my music kicked up to the speakers. It was like AC/DC. And I just see him in the corner just like two-stepping it out.
There were a handful of us were dancing after one of our cross-country meets, and Coach Mike Lynn actually started dancing as well for a little bit.
I mean, he was just that type of teacher that engaged his students. Fond memories even outside of cross country. Now, I wish I would remember the lesson. He would probably be more impressed if I remembered the lesson.
If you had to guess, what is the current temperature in the city of Caribou, Maine?
So much snow in the city of Caribou today.
Caribou is expected to see another foot of snow just from this storm alone.
If you don't have to go outside, stay inside.
How cold is it right now, and how cold is it expected to be up in Maine this weekend?
Caribou, Maine? Caribou, Maine. Oh my gosh.
40 degrees Fahrenheit.
52.
Just because you asked, I want to go high, but 42 degrees.
I'm gonna have to say -100.
-20 or something, isn't it?
I'm going to put it at 33 degrees.
Oh, what was it, like 44 below?
40 below and snowing. I probably botched the exact number.
If I had to guess, I would probably say 40 below.
Is it like 40 or 40 below in Caribou, Maine?
It's probably 40 below and snowing.
Oh, it's 40 below and snowing.
It's 40 below.
It's got to be 40 below and snowing.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it's 40 below zero. 40 below and snowing. And snowing in Caribou, Maine.
Oh yeah, that's where it was. Oh, that's where it was.
I was close.
Well, I mean, it's obviously hyperbole.
He'd always try to put perspective. That was another thing that he always taught, was perspective. Looking at your life from a glass half full rather than half empty.
The original quote, as far as I know, came from my high school coach, Mr. Joe Newton. 40 below and snowing in Caribou, Maine. The way he used it and the way I intend to use it is it's just a reminder, as a runner, as a team, we will not allow the weather conditions or the conditions of the course to defeat us. We're not going to go into any meet and say, it's windy. Can't run. It's cold. It's hot. We can't, Hey, it's 40 below and snowing, Caribou. We are lucky to be here. Mentally, we will not allow that to defeat us.
And I'm pretty sure one time I looked it up right then and there on the spot, and it was 10 degrees warmer and sunny in Caribou, Maine than it was in Tremont that day. But I actually looked today, and before I came here, and Caribou, Maine is 32 and sleeting rain right now. So I am happy to be here in Tremont today and not Caribou, Maine.
As I get older, you don't know how many more years there will be where you have the pleasure, the blessing of being able to work with people like this year's team. Each year to see the growth is one of the things that makes the opportunity to coach so gratifying. It's very gratifying to be able to watch that and hopefully to have some small part in, what's going on.
My defining memory and moment of Coach Lynn was a story that I heard from another coach. The guy that won the state meet, his name was Matt Feldhake from Effingham St. Anthony, great guy. That year he won, I got 11th. Then the following year, those places were switched and he got 11th. And it was after the awards ceremony was over, Coach Lynn found him, walked by him, sitting on the curb at Detweiler, just alone and disappointed and dejected. And Coach Lynn just sat down with him and put his arm around him, and Matt just broke down, just crying in Coach Lynn's arm. Not a Tremont athlete. It's just the two of them, and Coach Lynn didn't say anything. He was just present with him. And that presence and care defined Coach Lynn for me.
When you lose somebody, for most people, once there's a funeral, that's it. Everybody else goes back to their normal lives, which is normal. But for those of us who lose somebody, it's every day.
He was one of my best friends in high school, and I ran with him a lot. I still think about him a lot, and I still laugh at his humor to myself. He had a beautiful soul in that way, that he had a very unique sense of humor that I still appreciate and don't see, many places elsewhere.
Even to this day, every year, he donates to us in Wade's name. Every single year. It was amazing because not everybody does that. It is huge. And he walked with us that first year. He would send us booklets, and like once a month we would get a card, but even on Mother's Day we got that. Because Mother's Day is not the same anymore. And then he took that walk with Ginger, which was hard. And for him to still remember us and to still think enough of Wade that he donates to us every year without fail is unimaginable. This is the kind of man he is. What does he do that we don't know about? Who else does he do these things for? Surely we can't be the only one.
For Coach Lynn that would be listening to this, I just want him to know truly how much of an impact he's had on my life and the lives of hundreds of athletes that he has had over the years. And I want him to know that all the effort that he has done does not go unnoticed. Obviously, there are individuals that will move on and not think much of it, but there are individuals who are forever impacted by the work that he did and is still doing in all of our lives. And I'm forever grateful for the way that not only he taught me to be a successful runner, but that he taught me how you can live in this world with the right priorities, to be a well-rounded individual, to clearly shine the light of Christ. And those are the things that I'll never forget. And I know I speak for a number of other athletes that would say the same thing, that his legacy is not going to be soon forgotten.